Have you started to get some sort of sense of the energy and the buzz that people have for this fight?
Yeah, everybody's really excited for this fight. We're excited for this fight. We're here. It's our turn now to come abroad and come into enemy territory, so to speak. And we're excited, man. It's gonna be fun.
You know, I spoke to Rory about this earlier, and you say enemy territory, but I feel that Rory is a real fan favorite amongst the MMA community, no matter what country he's in. And I'm sure Paul Daley will get the lion's share of the cheers, but I think Rory McDonald will also get some cheers as well.
For sure, especially his famous fight with Robbie Lawler. He's definitely blown up after that. People know him more and more. But, he's still fighting the hometown boy, right? So we're expecting to have some negative cheers, but it'll all be fun.
Well, look, Rory split his camp this time between BC and Montreal. As a head coach in Montreal, how do you work on that? Are you liaising with the other coach, and are you communicating about Rory, or how does that all work out?
Well, Rory knows what he needs to do. He knows his routine really well. David Lee, I trust him. He knows exactly what to do. So the plan for this fight is very simple. It's very concrete. Rory really knows what he wants to do. We're there to help him get in shape and execute that. But he's so experienced, he knows exactly what to do. He doesn't need to be told every day what to do in the gym. He knows exactly how to take care of business, and I think you're going to see that come Friday.
It's amazing. Rory McDonald holds a win over both Tyron Woodley and Damian Maia, and they're probably going to fight for the UFC Welterweight Championship later on this year. But this is, I suppose, a new chapter in Rory's life, because he's coming in for Bellator, making his debut, but he's a father as well. So have you seen any changes or noticed any differences in terms of how Rory is approaching both life and also the sport?
It's just taking care of business. Now he's more buckled down, he's more serious, and I really just feel like he is the best welterweight in the world. He has beaten Tyrone, he has beaten Damian Maia. I think he would beat them again. He's growing and he's maturing and he's reaching his peak slowly. He's still not at his peak. He's still getting there, But it just goes to show, recently Wonderboy lost. Recently, Robbie Lawler lost. They're maybe not past their prime. It's Rory's turn now. Rory's really coming up and shining. And I think we're going to see in the next 2-3 years, really him hitting his peak. And I think it's just going to devastate every division in every world, and it's going to crush them all.
Paul Daley coming off, without a question, one of the highlight knockouts of the year against Brennan Ward.
Yeah.
All of his wins come by finish, so it's not rocket science what Paul Daley tries to do. He's a headhunter, he's a knockout artist. How do you as a coach try and strategize for a fight like Paul Daley?
You gotta use his aggression against him, and I think that's what you're gonna see on Friday. You're gonna see Paul Daley's aggression turn around and backfire on him.
I can't let you go without asking you about George St-Pierre. What is going on in this whole UFC middleweight title picture? GSP's made his comment about potentially fighting towards the end of the year. The UFC have said now, Dana White, that's not going to happen. As far as you're aware, does GSP, still want the fight, and is it possible for him to do it sooner so that perhaps the UFC and Bisping and everybody can be on board for this fight? Does it have to be towards the end of the year, or can it be any sooner than that?
I think everybody knows, George has to go through the USADA testing. He also has to wait till the fall before he can fight.
Okay.
And I think it's clear on everybody's side. Everybody knows that. I think I want George to fight a high-profile fight. He doesn't need any more to go and try to be champion of the welterweight division and try to defend the title every 3-4 months. I think he's done that and he's past that. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him. I don't know if it's a lifestyle he wants to go back to. I think he should fight Conor McGregor or Michael Bisping, and I'll tell you why. Michael Bisping will give him a two title championship, and if he fights McGregor, it will be the greatest fight in UFC history. Other than that, I don't know if there's anything else that's super interesting. I don't want to speak for George. Maybe George is thinking of other fights. But the two fights I'm interested in would be a Bisping fight or McGregor fight. I don't see why that can't happen. Maybe it's a question of time, but it should happen.